confused.
Stop, look and listen.
Stop, look and listen.
Hands on your head. Hands on your nose. Hands on your mouth. Okay, we're ready for the day. Today we are going to learn about rhyme. Thank you, Alyssa. You would have learnt it last year. Can anybody remember what rhyme is? Yes, Alyssa.
It's when two words kind of say the same word, but they have the same ending.
That's right. Can anybody add to that? Yes, ma'am.
So they sound the same, but they're different.
Yeah, okay. So rhyming, I can give you an example. So if I pick up my whiteboard, if we have the word say and we have the word way, they have starting letters and starting sounds which are different, hands down, and they have the same ending. So when we're looking at two words that rhyme, there's the starting letter. So for say, it's a s sound.
Yes.
So the starting letter is called a consonant. Say consonant.
Consonant.
Yeah. And then the ending is called the onset.
Onset.
Onset. So what's the starting?
Consonant.
Consonant. And the ending?
Onset.
Onset. Onset.
I said onset. I can be a rubber adder.
Shh. Manners, please. Yes, Emily.
Can I please be a rubber adder?
Next time you can. Okay.
Okay.
So to learn rhyme, we are going to read the book, Pig the Pug. No, sorry, Pig the Fibber. But I want to refer to these two words before I start. So Walt, which you would have heard of before, is what are we learning today? So what we are learning today is rhyme, and Wilf is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to rhyme words, but also to create your own rhyming words. So during our lesson, I'm going to give you a word, and I want you to come up with your own word that rhymes with it. Okay?
Okay.
So first I'm going to read the book. So looking at the cover, I know that you've read it before, but looking at the cover, can you tell me something about the book? Lizzie.
It looks like he's drawing over the pug and writing fibber.
So do you think he's done that?
Yes, because he has a crayon in his mouth. It looks like he doesn't eat a crayon.
Yeah. Good looking at the cover. Anything else about the cover that you noticed, Emily?
He looks a bit like a fibber.
Why?
And a liar, because he looks like he's looking sideways and watching if anyone's watching him.
Yeah. So they're really good visual skills. So when you pick up a book, before you even read a book, you need to have a look and see if there's anything that you notice. Can anybody tell me who the author is, please? Alyssa. These two words down here.
Yeah, I can see them.
Can anybody help her, please? Millie?
Aaron Bailey.
Aaron Blabely.
Oh.
Blabely.
Isn't
Good
it
try.
Blabey?
Oh yeah, Blabely. Okay, so good try.
You need glasses to see.
Yes, please. Okay, so the book is called Pig the Fibber. In the front cover, what do we see? Alyssa?
Pig scribbled the writing at the bottom and wrote the writing bigger instead of on the
And what
line.
does the writing say? Can you recognise any of those words? Emily?
He crossed out Trevor, and instead of saying this book belongs to Trevor, he crossed out Trevor and said no, it's pigs in big writing.
Yeah. Okay, so that's something to think about. So Pig was a pug, and I'm sorry to say, he would often tell lies just to get his own way. And when he would fib, he was awfully clever. When Pig got in trouble, he would always blame Trevor. Who's Trevor? Please?
The little sausage dog.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, poor Trevor.
see, he would mess up the living room mat, and then he'd just point and say, Trevor did that. Or he'd shatter a beautiful vase full of flowers, and then he'd say, Trevor's been crazy for hours. Does anybody know, this is a little bit off topic, but when a word is in capitals and it's bigger, what that means? Emily?
It means he's shouting it, and there's also a apostrophe. No,
What's this symbol here?
it's a apostrophe.
Exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark.
And what does an
It
exclamation mark
means that like you're yelling.
You're
the
yelling.
word.
Yeah, hands down, Liz. He once ripped up a lovely old dress that he hid behind Trevor and made him confess. Why do you do this? Asked poor little Trevor. I thought we were friends. But Pig said, whatever. Then came the day of Pig's sneakiest plan. He said, I will steal all the treats that I can. They keep them up there in the closet up high. But before I can get to them, I need a good lie. And with that, he blew off. It was stinky and grim. Then he pointed at Trevor and said, it was him. So Trevor was taken outside for some air. This was Pig's chance, and he climbed up on the chair. Those treats will be mine, and I'll gobble them all up. But behind all those treats, hands down, was an old bowling ball. These days it's different. I'm happy to say, Pig has stopped lying. Hip hip hooray! He may have some bruises and one less front tooth, but he sure learned his lesson, and that is the truth. Any comments about the book? Millie, do you have any comments about the book? Did you enjoy the book?
Yeah.
Yeah? Liz?
I heard some rhyming words in there.
Some rhyming words. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm going to turn back to the very front cover. A Pig Fibber. To the very first page. So I'm going to read this section of the book, and I want you to listen and see if you can hear any two words that rhyme. So Pig was a pug, and I'm sorry to say, he would often tell lies just to get his own way. Alyssa?
Way and say.
Why do way and say rhyme?
Because they have the same ending.
They have the same ending. So if I write here, if I write on my whiteboard the words say and way, in black, I want you to tell me what the consonant is in both of those words. Just underline the consonant. And what's the consonant?
S.
S, which makes S sound. Pass it to Lizzie. I want you to underline the onset, which is what? What's the onset?
The Y and the A.
Yeah, but what is the onset?
A.
The onset, Millie?
With the two with the bits that are the same
The
letters.
same in the words. Yep, so underline A and Y. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to flip to another page within the book. Okay. So if I read these two bits, do you want to rough that out for me, Millie, please? Hold your listening ears, girls. You see, he would mess up the living room mat, and then he'd just point and say, Trevor did that. What are the two rhyming words? So if you don't know, when you're looking at something, what the rhyming words are, you need to look at the four ending words of that sentence. Millie, would you like to have a go?
That and that.
Yeah, correct. So if we write Matt and that, I want you to identify the onset in both of those words in red for me, please.
Okay. No. I think this one.
Yeah, better. Okay, so the onset means what? In those two words, what's the onset? Emily?
The two that are the same ending.
Yeah, and it makes the word sound
Same.
the same. Okay? I'm going to give you one more, and then I'm going to give you a sheet with a list of words, and I want you to come up with your own words. Okay? Actually, let's go back to that. If I say, if we go back to our very first example and say and weigh, can somebody give me another word that rhymes with those words? Emily? Another
Day.
Day. And what's the consonant in day, Emily?
From the beginning.
Which is?
Like the first letter that doesn't
Which is
sound
what
like
in day?
the
The first letter.
first letter.
The first letter in day is?
D.
D. Perfect. Can anybody think of another word?
Play.
Yeah. I'll pick you next. Go, Lizzie.
Stay.
Stay. So we can have more than one letter at the beginning of the word, so long as the what? If we have as many letters at the front, but what needs to be the same between those two words? Liz?
The A-Y.
The ending of the letter. Good work. Okay, yours.
Play.
Play. And what's the consonant?
The P.
The P. But if we say play, what's the consonant for sound?
The
P. P. Correct. Okay. Let me see how my time is going here. 12 minutes.